Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to another fun-filled episode of the CryptoManiacs podcast. I'm John Go, that's Task, and we've got a very special guest. Before we jump into the good sir, we've just got to say that Task has done an incredible job. Round of applause for him for creating an amazing schedule of guests this month. And to start off the month of November, we've got the legend McFarhat from ActiveFit, and I called it last time you were on the show, dude. I'm going to do it again. The pioneer of Move to Earn. I'm saying it, and I'm going down with the ship. I don't care. You're getting that brand. Welcome, sir. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's a pleasure always to be on. And we tweeted earlier, it's a fantastic episode as always because it's just fun being around you guys.
I don't know about us. I mean, definitely Task. Me, I'm not so sure. I just sit here like usually. I just look
so not so sure.
And that's about it.
Like usually.
You hearing an echo? Okay, I thought it was just me, and it's like, I hear voices, but I'm hearing John's voice twice, and usually when I hear voices in my head, they're not of people I know, but are you there? Are you playing? Or what is he doing?
Is it my side? Is he echo?
No, I think it's him. I hear the echo too. Do you?
No, it's all good now. Do you hear it or no?
No, I don't hear it now.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's all good. Don't. I'm technically advanced here, man. I've got it all down to a science. I know how to work. Yeah. Well, anyways.
When I'm hearing things twice, I just begin to wonder about, now I got to have another session with my therapist. You know how that goes, John.
Absolutely.
So, John, I think you're a fan of ActiveFit. Do you want to share to do maybe a little lead in? What has your experience been with ActiveFit been?
Well, I mean, I shared this with you guys the first time you were on, McFarhat. I was diagnosed type 2 diabetic a couple of years ago. It's almost 2 years.
Is he breaking up, or is it you guys? Or is it?
Might be you. Might be you. It looks like there's a connection. 7 out of 10 with yours. We're green barring. You look like you're yellow. So.
Let me try.
Yep. All right. Please hold for a musical interlude.
Yeah, like if we were technically like advanced, we'd put up like a screenshot and then play some music and intermission or technical difficulties. Please stand by. But
yeah, it's okay. Well, this is the live. If you're watching the live, you know how we do it. I will edit the audio. I've got the timing marked down, so I'll be able to edit the audio. So it'll be very professional for the recording. Very professional.
Yeah, you poor saps who listen in live, you get to put up
or the people watching on 3Speak. You're gonna have to deal with us just sitting here drinking some coffee or something for the next couple of seconds as McFarhat
Hey, biggest news of the day, we got Blaine Jones in the audience.
Yeah, Blaine Jones is in the audience. Blaine Jones is on fire right now.
Why did somebody put an E on his name?
Someone did actually the other day. It was pretty interesting. Someone was definitely putting.
We know how Blaine takes that so well.
Yeah, he's definitely not a fan of the E.
No, he is not.
Yeah, apparently it's like some big deal. Don't put an E on the end of Blaine's name. That's okay though.
Well, he's probably had it his whole life, and it's like
Yeah.
But,
He'll be okay. Yeah.
So while we have this intermission, why is Blaine on fire? Is it in a good way or a bad way?
Good way. No, Blaine's been crushing it. We have our date right there, November 28th, and I was going through some testing of said date program, and it was great. It was flawless last night. So we got him back, and he's green barring, so it looks like he's back. Are you back, sir? Do you hear us? Nope.
Oh, task app. That he's teasing me now. Now he's being He's playing dirty. Not you, McFarland. We're talking about blame. We were amusing ourselves while you were working out your issues over there.
Working out. Nice choice of words.
Right. It was the perfect way to
no
do
pun
it.
intended, but yeah, very applicable. So, John, you were about to tell us your experience with ActiFit.
So, like I was mentioning, the first time we had you on, it was kind of when I was just diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I was sitting there kind of like, there was the push-up challenge that Nathan Mars did, and I was kind of messing with ActiFit, but it never really, it was kind of like this thing I did. It was on my phone. Now I'm literally tracking my steps consistently all the time to try to at least hit that minimum 5,000 steps a day. And that's what how ActiFit has become a big part of my day-to-day life. I get my little, 11:30 at night, the little notice pops up, says, "Hey, you haven't posted ActiFit yet." It's like, yeah, I gotta post it. Like, it's just it's become part of my daily habit, and it goes back to for me, this is the big thing for me. Why I love Hive so much is because of use case. There's actual use case with ActiFit. You use this. It's part of your everyday life. It's helping you live a healthier life. And why I always we were joking last time you were on, but I'm seriously saying that ActiFit is the pioneer of move to earn, because it's decentralized application on Hive that is like, that's changing people's lives and helping people live healthier. So that's my experience, Task. It's something I use each and every day without fail.
Yeah. It's really a pleasure hearing this. I mean, this has been our mission since day one, and it's just fantastic to see how many of the members of the community are really committed and changing their lives just by using ActiFit. And this is just heartwarming. Thank you.
Yeah, and I like his hairstyle too, John. He's got the right hairstyle for us.
Right, it's good. It's good.
Very much aligned. Yeah,
I need to the brand
for the next show. You should have told me you're all wearing glasses. Like, glasses is the thing.
Well, glasses are optional, but it's always good to have you on, because, like John was saying, ActiFit is one of the pioneer applications on Hive. What's it, about 4 years old? Maybe a little older now?
Yeah. Yeah, a bit more than 4 years old. 4 years and I guess like 4 years. Yeah.
And one of the nice things about ActiFit is it's one of the easiest things you can use on Hive. I mean, the biggest challenge with ActiFit is like getting your posting key into the app. If you know how to do that, you can use ActiFit. You can post. It's a very simple app. Just download the app and move around. And then, as John said, at the end of each day, just post your steps. Put together a short blog post, maybe a picture you took while on a walk or whatever, and you're engaging in the blockchain. And I don't understand why everybody doesn't use it. You end up earning a little bit of Hive and HBD, depending on what you're posting, because the posts are upvoted by the ActiFit account, and you earn yourself some AFIT tokens. So this is one of those things. I look at ActiFit as one of this is all part of the tokenization of everything, where I believe we are going to see stuff tokenized that we just do on a daily basis. So the future isn't so much, well, I go and I do this or I do that to earn money. It's like I earn money for just doing what I do. So, whether it's exercising and moving around, or maybe eat nutritiously, or whatever the case may be. And that's what ActiFit is to me. It's like most people move around. If you move around, the app will monitor it, and once a day you post your steps and you're good to go.
You got it. And I'm like there's levels with ActiFit. I mean, there's just the basic level that you're describing, and then if you're a bit, you want to take it a notch, you can like gamify your experience a bit more. Like we have the market, we have the user rank, we have the different earnings that you can use, the different gadgets you can buy. You can just give away some things for your friends, help them earn more. You can use your referral links and earn more referral bonuses. There's a whole ecosystem there, and it depends how much you want to do with ActiveFit, and especially with the recent version that we did the upgrade. This introduced a lot of more functionality and fun things to do while enjoying your ActiveFit experience. Again, depending how much you want to spend time on using ActiveFit and how much you want to earn.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, adding features to applications is one of the keys going forward. And John talked about the move to earn movement, if you will. Still haven't seen a lot in that area. I'll be honest with you, I don't pay a lot of attention to it on a day-to-day basis. I'm sure you do. What do you see out there in terms of tokenization and, step apps or health apps that ActiveFit certainly is in that category with? Are you seeing anything that they're incorporating this? I know Mark Cuban years ago, maybe 3 years ago, supposedly invested a boatload of money into something, and I never heard anything came of that. What's going on with your little niche in the world, in the marketplace? What else is out there? Is it still you and everybody else chasing you?
Well, I mean, the move to earn ecosystem has grown quite a bit. I mean, there were like maybe 20 or 30 apps that launched within this field, the move to earn. Probably one of the most famous ones was StepN, and they did get a lot of hype, but then eventually people started catching up that, hey, this is not probably sustained from the StepN approach because of the high investment required to join. They required everyone to just pay a large amount of money just to purchase the sneakers, and then you cannot use their platform unless you pay, you buy things, and keep spending money on things. And this is where probably one of the things that ActiveFit is way different from a concept, because I mean, you just need your Hive to go with ActiveFit. So yeah, and I mean, many have incorporated many of the things we already have, but I believe, I mean, ActiveFit has so much to give to the community and so much advancements. It just needed the proper recognition and marketing to reach out to the crowds and yeah, get out there.
Yeah, and you mentioned last time you were on, you were in the process of implementing some DeFi. Where have you advanced with that? What's going on with that, and what are some of the future plans? Because I think that's another very important area of cryptocurrency and tokenization going forward. Is not only is there incentive for doing certain actions, in this instance, getting up and moving around, but then you're also part of what you receive in rewards. You're also part of a larger financial system that these apps are starting to tap into. And obviously you were doing some things with some other chains the last time we spoke. So what has gone on since we last spoke with DeFi surrounding ActiveFit, and maybe what are some of the plans that you have brewing going forward?
Yeah, sure. Well, actually, we've been working on the tokenomics of ActiveFit and the AFIT token in particular. We've actually managed to improve the tokenomics of AFIT token by a large scale. So one of the things we did actually was to try and decrease, maybe we mentioned this on the call last time, to start decreasing the amount of AFIT being introduced to the market on a daily basis. And this has changed massively how much AFIT is going into the market and being pushed out of the market. So we have seen the amount of aphid introduced on a daily basis decline by a huge amount over the last few months. So just to give you a quick number, we were like printing almost 4 million aphid per month that are being introduced from the to the circulating supply, compared to around 500K being spent or being sent into sinks. This number last month has dropped to around, that's gradually to 1.5 million, down from 4 million. So this is a huge change in the tokenomics of aphid token, because there's not so many tokens being brought into the market, and around half actually being burned or used in the market. So there's a huge decline in how many aphid tokens are actually going into the market, and this reflects positively, I believe, into the tokenomics of the aphid token. Add to that, I mean, we did have plans for the DeFi, and we still do. We just decided to make some drastic changes first to the tokenomics. And because of the DeFi, there has been so many problems at different stages with different DeFi projects, and rug pulls and the problems with the economy behind the DeFi. So we decided not to move and rush into it because we want to make sure things are lined up, and we employ the best approach before indulging into the DeFi and just launching standard farms and whatnot. We wanted to come up with something really innovative to be able to push something unique for ActiveFit from a DeFi level.
And is that just on? You're doing that on Binance, right? Or are you doing? You're not doing anything with tribal decks or anything like that, are you? Or?
No, actually, we are fully on tribal decks, and the supply for aphid is actually affecting everywhere, because initially where the aphid are minted on your activit.io wallet, right? All the rewards go there, and then the users will decide whether to push those tokens out to the Hive engine or to move them to Binance Smart Chain. So there is this capability. But yeah, I mean, the tokenomics differs everywhere, because the general supply that's introduced on a daily basis has decreased and diminished massively, particularly due to the delegation rewards being decreased. So we decided to make those way less on a gradual basis. And we're also contemplating making more changes to the reward process and to how many aphid tokens are actually coming into the circulation, to make it really as deflationary as possible, to get closer to that, because this eventually reflects on the price and the valuation of the aphid token.
How have you seen? Because I'm big believer, a token can have a inflation rate of 75% a year if you have 125 or 150% growth. I mean, you're growing quicker than your tokenomics, which of course, obviously you get to those growth levels, they become unsustainable over time. How have you found your user base growth? Because we know Hive overall seems to be kind of stagnant with the users. Those of us who are here, those of us who are not are not. Are you finding with ActiveFit that over time you are getting more users and more people posting content, even if it's not at an astronomical, mind-boggling rate? Are you finding steady growth?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, it's not astronomical, of course, but every single week, we have this compilation of staff pick reports that we select and we share with our community, like top-notch reports by people. And every single week, almost every week, we have new people, new participants sharing some quality content. Not to mention, I mean, the day-to-day users. So although we've been like steady around 300 daily active users, but some of the users come join the ecosystem, join ActiveFit, and start using ActiveFit daily. And we find always new names and new reports, new content, which is very nice, I mean, to figure out. And one of the things that we've also been considering And this is due to the Hive hard fork that occurred last time with the RC delegations, which we were very waiting for, because this allows us to be able to create more accounts, without the HP delegation, because that was a little bit of a caveat. So we're considering now creating accounts for free. Of course, not to allow like some sort of a spam account creation service, but there could be levels and layers of investment that the user can do. But we can have a base layer of free account creation service with ActiveIt that would make it even easier for people to actually join and start using the ecosystem. So we're also considering this. We no longer have HP delegation, which relieved us a little bit, because you don't want to keep delegating a Hive power. It consumes you too much. RCs are way easier to manage. They just don't consume you too much. So yeah, we're pretty happy with the recent hard fork, and we were very supporting it. And we think this is a very positive move for the Hive blockchain.
Yeah, I would agree, and it's always interesting getting that perspective from somebody who's behind an application, because that's where it seems to make sense. Is, I mean, if you have to delegate out, I don't know, pick a number, let's say 15 HP. If you have a lot of people signing up, thousands and thousands of people signing up, that's a lot of HP you're putting out there. Whereas even if you have the HP, you can still use that for voting purposes. You can still use that to claim accounts, but you can delegate the resource credits behind that HP, or attributed to that HP, I guess is more accurate. And that way you allow your users to engage in the blockchain, but they are not taking away your HP, and then you're losing that voting power for those posts you upvote.
Yeah, we're able to reward our users more now. I mean, we cut off on so many delegations for Hive power that it allows us to even increase the rewards that are going out to the users. So this is a very positive thing. I mean, it's a game changer for Hive.
If we could tangent a little bit, because I haven't talked to you since that went down, but what were your thoughts, in addition to the resource credit delegation, but what were your thoughts on the hard fork, with your technical background and looking at it from a technical standpoint? Is there anything other than the resource credit delegation that stands out to you about the hard fork and that excites you? Because you also have a witness node too.
Oh yeah. We actually have a witness node. We also have a seed node, and just the last few days, we actually set up our own full API node for ActiveIt that will also help support the ecosystem and further decentralize everything. Because I mean, this helps sustain and provide an extra node that can provide API queries to the Hive blockchain. We're very supportive of the last hard fork, and it's, I mean, like I said, it's a game changer not only for the delegation aspect, but there's also like the one block irreversibility, which is something like amazing. I mean, you don't see this too often in blockchains, because this speeds up your irreversibility, which means like your block is confirmed, it's good to go in less than a second normally, and this is like very interactive, and you don't need to wait so long for actually to make sure that this transaction went through and it's confirmed. And we recently even tweeted about like sending Hive over to Binance or from Binance. We actually were able to move Hive around within a few seconds, and this was like, wow. You don't see that happening normally because of the waiting time and how many network confirmations you need to wait. Now with one block reversibility, this is way faster. And just clicking on, like if you want to transact with Hive, just click on MetaMask and you're done, and it's confirmed. It goes on to the next block, and the witnesses are confirming that. So this is it's such an improvement for the blockchain itself, which is great.
I got a question about the app. Okay, I've been using ActiveIt for a long time.
Yeah.
What is the number in the top right? What does that mean? Up there?
It's user rank, right?
Please explain, because I'm sitting here looking at these numbers for the past couple of years, and I'm just like, what does that mean? What are those numbers in the top right? I should know this because I use the app every day, but I don't know what that means.
So the user rank is actually a ranking mechanism we introduced to ActiveIt long ago that allows you to like there are different components that play in having a higher user rank, which is your target. Because the more user rank you have, the higher it is, the higher this could reflect on your rewards. User rank actually compromises of how much Hive power you delegate, how many AFIT you own, how much AFIT-X you own, and a variety of other things that come into play. Like, for example, how recently you've been active on ActiveIt, how many activity reports you've done in the last 10 days, how many activity reports you've done in lifetime. So all these things play into deciding how high your user rank is. And if you have a high user rank, this could increase your daily activity rewards. So this is where it comes into play.
Now I know. Now I'm
and
gonna
also, there are requirements for buying gadgets on the market. If you go to the market, like you cannot buy some gadgets if you have a low user rank. So this also gives you an edge to buy more things and to also improve your daily rewards.
So you've really gamified it, like, because now that you told me that this is like a user rank, I'm just going to be an absolute degen and trying to get these numbers higher now.
Well,
So,
get
thank
yourself
you.
some AFIT-X. That's a way really to increase your go on a Hive engine and buy them. That'll increase it quickly.
I have a lot of AFIT tokens. I just checked
Not
my
AFIT,
wallet.
AFIT-X.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm looking at my wallet and I have a few. Task telling me how to use the app. I don't even know what I'm doing. This is the best thing about it. You literally just move and you get rewarded. I mean, it's so brilliant. It's such a cool onboarding tool application for Hive to get people more into the crypto stuff. I just put this post out on Facebook, completely random. Just I'm thinking about it out loud now. And I said, people, and me and Task talk about this all the time. People don't care about use case. They don't care about community. They don't care about development. What they care about is green candles. That's it. Crypto is all about the markets. That's it. No one gives a rat's behind. But I got into a conversation with my buddy the other day, and he's just like, like things are going to be built on Ethereum. I'm like, yeah, I guarantee it for sure. But using it is really hard. Here's an app that I don't need a PhD in computer science to figure out. Here's an app that I can literally put in my pocket and it's working for me. That's use case. That's an onboarding tool where you can go to people and say, oh, hey, you want to take your health serious, huh? Well, why don't you get rewarded for it? Here, check this out. It's called ActiveIt. Huh? What's ActiveIt? And the floodgates open. So I'm very bullish on things like this because of the actual use case. It's why I love Hive. Actual use case, the development, the community. You obviously have a thriving community at ActiveIt. You put the link out, there's people here in the chat now everywhere on Vim. We got them on YouTube or they're sharing on Twitter. That's community. That's what matters in crypto to me. The green candles are cool. We all want to make a little bit of here, right? But deeper than that, I think use case is what really matters.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, and crypto is obviously, and we talked about this on Friday, John, the learning curve is not easy. But with ActiveIt, it's like, okay, here's how you can earn. You just move around, you do your post each day. If you can figure out how to put your posting key in your app, you'll get tokens in your wallet. Then you have to learn after that.
But it's easier than that. There's actually a part in the app that sends you a reminder. So for idiots like me that might forget, ding, ding, you haven't posted today. It's like you literally put it in your pocket. You do your stuff all day. You're out running around. And then whenever you set the alarm for it, it'll pop up and say, hey, you should probably post today. It's idiot proof. It's fantastic. It's for people that just want to use this, and that's what matters in crypto. But again, I'm very biased.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get rich off of it, but it's like you, John, have the get started today. You download ActiveFit, you walk, you post your steps. In 7 days, you'll have some crypto in your wallet. Now, you may not know what to do with it after that, but at least you got some crypto. And I guarantee you, it's paying you more than anything else is paying you for walking around. Because as I said, you get a little Hive, you get a little HBD, you get a little AFIT. It adds up over time.
I think you get sports too, right? Don't you get sports token too? Because ActiveFit is attached to sports, so you get sports as well. So you get layer 2 tokens on top of the AFIT. So
True.
Well, AFIT is a layer 2.
Changed something recently also, like a couple of months back. We actually changed the rewards for AFIT so that you only earn AFIT if you own a minimum of 5,000 AFIT. So that's another change we actually adjusted for the tokenomics. So that, I mean, people are incentivized to actually own some AFIT and maintain them into their wallet so that they can continuously earn some more AFIT.
I checked my account. I have more than 5,000, so I'm good.
Yeah,
perfect.
Of course.
Thank you. Yes, perfect.
You're good. You're good.
Well, if not, just delegate a little HP over, John, and you'll earn a little. Not as much as you did a year ago, but you'll earn a little bit of.
Well, let me present this to both you guys, because like you guys said, and Parveen is actually in chat, said that June 18th, 2018 is when ActiveFit got its start. So I remember when it launched, because I was following this guy in the middle here, and he was making a post about it. He was talking about it, and I noticed him as one of the first delegators of, dare we say, the previous blockchain's power. Not Hive, but and so Task, you saw this 4 years ago. Plus 4 years ago, you saw this. What was it for you that you kind of like had this aha moment with ActiveFit, where it was kind of like, okay, wait a minute, because it was like ActiveFit, and then what was the other one? Steam Hunt, where it was like kind of the first where you delegated to your staked power to the project, and it rewarded you in the token of the project. That was like pioneering stuff back then. I mean, this was it was unheard of. What made you kind of have this aha moment, Task, when you saw it?
There are two different things there. You're right. Steam Hunt was the first one who came out and said, okay, delegate HP to us or SP to us, and we'll give you our native token. And not long after that, ActiveFit came out doing something similar. But what really caught me about ActiveFit, Don, and it related to a post that I wrote, and I actually got blasted by some people. And I said, listen, down the road, people are going to be earning 25 or 50 tokens a month, different tokens of all different types. And that's going to be happening. And this was before Hive Engine. I knew of Hive Engine, all that other stuff. And I said, eventually down the road, you're going to be earning hundreds of different tokens in a month. And the whole idea behind that is just what I was talking about before, the tokenization of everything. Back in 2017, I realized this is what's coming. And now we get an app, ActiveFit, that rewards you for moving around. And it's like, okay, this is just going to be one of those, dare I say, streams of income. This is one of the things, if you utilize, if you participate, it will get some tokens, it will get some Hive, it will get some money flowing to you. This is all part of this process of tokenization that I believe for the last half decade we're seeing. And unfortunately, it really hasn't evolved too much from that point yet. But you look at the move to earn, you look at the play to earn. People play games. I'm not a huge gamer, but people play games, and guess what? They get involved in their games and they get rewarded in tokens that they earn that are in their own wallet. And so I thought the integration capabilities there, when you start to look at, other fitness apps like Fitbit, like Apple Fit, and some of these other things, I just thought the potential was enormous there. And I still think it is, because the entire marketplace for fitness and exercise and all that stuff is huge. And ultimately, I think ActiveFit could have make huge inroads by going into commerce. And I know it's a little difficult, online, because if you're trying to deliver sneakers and stuff like that, exercise bands and weights and all that other stuff, it's very difficult depending on where you are with the logistics. But I think that's huge when you start to look at, hey, work out, get your steps in, post, earn a little crypto, and then you can get involved here. You can buy stuff through here. You can get an affiliate program, John. They could incorporate what you know. And so as people start to shop there, it just grows and grows and grows. That's, I think, some of the potential that this application is looking at. In addition to being tied to Hive, which puts you involved with everything else if you tap into the feature set that's offered in Hive, like McFarland did with the resource credit delegation. Anything that's at Hive's base layer, ActiveFit can tap into.
Can I ask you this about ActiveFit? Could you do this on any other blockchain? Like the application itself, like could it be built on anything but Hive or?
Well, look, theoretically it can, of course. I mean, it's not bound to Hive. But Hive is like a fantastic match for ActiveFit because of its social component. I think it's one of the unique ways for ActiveFit to interact with the chain. Like I believe other competitors, what they're doing, they're writing so many things. Like if they track the post or the content, or they don't even require the post or the content or the comments or all the social components, they're probably writing this off somewhere else on a centralized place. Here you have it all on the blockchain. Your posts, your comments, your upvotes, your rewards. You have your innate reward ecosystem that Hive has. This in it is like a unique thing that you don't find elsewhere. So yeah, I mean, we believe Hive is a perfect match for ActiveFit the way we intended it to be, and we're just happy. We're very committed to Hive and as a blockchain and as a community.
Well, I will tell you, I've used, what is that? Swift the Swift token. Swift coin.
Yeah.
And half the time the app doesn't even work. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't track anything. And maybe it's just my phone. I don't know. And maybe, I've tried updating it and all this other stuff. But here's another key component. Even though the AFIT is paid into your wallet on your server, it can be moved over piecemeal, grant you, but you can move your tokens over to Hive Engine. So you're not locked into centralized, what do I do with this token? And then, of course, once you're on Hive Engine, you can do on whatever you do with any other token on Hive Engine. And that, I think, is something different because you're talking about these other competitive applications. And even if they are tokenizing it, what do you do with them? Okay, I know on Swiftcoin you can, or Sweatcoin, you can pay for stuff on their little store there, and that's all well and good. But again, it kind of goes back to the same idea with GameFi. It's like if you go into one of the most popular games and you're very successful, great, you got all these in-game assets, you got these tokens. Then what do you do when you shut off the game? Nothing. It's gone. It's locked into their centralized ecosystem, their centralized server. But with AFIT, it's like if I want to move it over to Hive Engine, I can move it over to Hive Engine, and then I can do whatever I want with the tokens from there.
Yeah, true. And I mean, other competitors are starting to catch up on this idea. I mean, they find that like you got to do something with the tokens, of course. So I think Sweatcoin actually launched recently on a blockchain, and you can start moving your tokens gradually. Maybe they're locked over 2 years period or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I see so many of the ideas that ActiveFit has are being caught up now and then being understood by the Move to Earn projects. And because we've been around for so long and we have so many, cool features as part of ActiveFit, we start seeing those things to the market. But yeah, I mean, we're just very happy with where we've come so far, and we have so many things planned, of course, for ActiveFit down the road.
Speaking of that, what you got planned down the road. I remember one of the last times you were on, we were talking about. I'm not sure, Task, if it was the VR stuff. It might not have been, but it was like the augmented reality where you were like it was a game, and you were kind of like moving. You know, you were slaying the dragons type thing. So you got to like a mile of walking. You got to one level, and then you got to another part in a map, and you got is that still kind of bubbling or coming up?
Yes. Yes. Actually, we have a working document on implementing like a full gamification aspect, a larger gamification aspect for ActiveFit. This includes gamification, teamification, like having teams, having competitions, contests, gamified approach for the whole ActiveFit experience. So yeah, this is a working document. It takes time because it's a tricky thing and it has a lot of things into it. But yeah, this is something we're working on. We're working on so many different things. Like the right now, we just did a revamp of the wallet experience on ActiveFit.io web. We're launching this maybe by next week. We just have the beta version now. We have the social interaction aspect. We're working on the background on that. We had a cool idea introduced and suggested by Task. And we're also looking into that for improving the whole social experience on ActiveFit. So we have really so many things underway that yeah, hopefully we'll have some big things announced.
I think that, to me, that's one advantage. ActiveFit and every application that builds on Hive, and maybe you get the same thing on Ethereum. I don't know. But one of the biggest benefits I see to Hive, and correct me if you disagree or if you think I'm out in left field here, is I see the ability for an ActiveFit to, you don't have to have the ideas. Whatever anybody else does, you can leverage off of it as long as it's on the base layer. And even if it's a secondary layer and it doesn't tie into the base layer necessarily, you can incorporate it into your application. And it really creates a multi-use case, because obviously the more features that an application offers, the more it's going to be utilized. And I believe, and I've written about this with Elon and the Everything app and all this other stuff, I don't know if the future of our we'll say phones, and who knows what device it'll be, is going to be having 15,000 apps on there. I think the future is going to be, we have one, maybe two main apps, and then a few maybe niche things for our business or whatever we're interested in. But you're going to be able to do a lot of stuff out of those main apps. And I think because of there's the ability on Hive to have that redundancy across separate applications or front ends, that all of a sudden it's like somebody else does something, a project entirely different, doesn't relate to health or fitness or exercise, but all of a sudden they do something and you're like, hey, we can integrate that in. They don't have a monopoly on it. We can put it right in. And hey, when you post your steps, now click over to this other feature and access your wallet, access the internal exchange, access whatever. I think that's a huge advantage. And I don't think you get that on Ethereum or any other blockchain. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have such a cool experience on Hive. I mean, it's such a seamless experience where you can easily integrate what others are doing. I mean, this improves your chances of giving a better experience by so many folds. So yeah, I mean, I agree. This is a great opportunity and great potential for everyone who's building on Hive.
Brilliant stuff. I mean, I'm just salivating at the idea of like GPS type integration and like you said, a theme map type thing, augmented reality. Like, the only request I have is that I live in the frozen tundra. So can you make anything that we do that way, like be able to use it indoors? Because I can't go walking out here. It's too damn cold and it's not good for my health. So that's all the request I have. So make sure that
day one, we made sure that we are catering for our indoor users with the step count. So this is not getting away.
The indoor users, you mean the people that are like, not, you guys are in nice warm climates. I'm sitting here freezing my butt off, and yeah, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So I guess, do we take from this, John, that the goal is that we are going to be like parading through the metaverse down the road, and ActiveFit will be tracking our virtual steps through the metaverse, and we'll be encountering dragons and lions and beautiful maidens and whatever, and we will be earning AFIT tokens and be able to reward it for saving the maiden? I mean, is that what we're going with this?
Yeah, but there was news today that the guy who created Oculus has started work on a VR headset that when you die in the game, you die in real life. So hopefully we don't have that in ActiveFit. That's
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
We're here trying to save lives, right? Not take them, right? That's what this is for. Yes, perfect.
So okay, download the app and integrate your phone into some TNT. And so if you die in the game, then that'll trigger a spark of the dynamite and blow you to pieces. Make that there's some incentive to get good at the game. I'll tell you that much.
This is incentive to lose some weight. So when you're running from the dragons, right?
As a
yeah, but just make sure you have your keys backed up and somebody knows where they are before you download ActiveFit, for obvious reasons.
Please and thank you. Yeah.
So you mentioned kind of with a paintbrush in a general sense. I don't know if you want to get specific, but let's go again. Like I said the last time, 6 months out, what are some of your development plans? What are some of the team plans? What are some of the things, if you want to reveal, maybe highlight a little bit more as to where you think things will be in this next 6 months?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said on the last comment, we're really working. We have a working document for the gamification, the team concept, the contest competitions to be introduced to ActiveFit. So yeah, this is a major thing we're working on right now. The revamp of the wallet and the social experience for ActiveFit are also the things we're working heavily on. We just want to create something unique and very useful for the users. The sign-up experience, the user levels, user sign-ups, this is also part of the work that we intend to launch. We run on several chains. Like you said, we integrated, like we did with Telos recently. We haven't gone through with that integration fully yet. That could be something we might be looking at down the road, expanding to other chains. So yeah, these are some of the things we have in the pipeline.
Now that you're and I understand how you step back from certain things, DeFi a little bit, and some of the other things, and now that the hard fork went through and resource delegation kind of changes your approach as an application. It really is that big for an application. Obviously, sometimes you need to step back and say, okay, we need to focus internally, not so much externally, to get some things in place and get some things right before we focus externally. In terms of marketing, because John and I are big believers that, we're not really big fans of marketing out Hive. We feel it's always better to market out ActiveFit, market out Leo Finance, market out CTP, market out Splinterlands, because that's what's going to interest people. I mean, who really gives a shit about AWS in the back end? I care about Netflix. So what are some of the things do you have some plans for outreach projects, marketing, partnerships, anything like that in the works that you want to, or you can share with us, or where do you stand with that?
Absolutely. I mean, we're always working on organic marketing for ActiveFit. We're always active, very active on across all social media. We even started doing some TikTok videos, some YouTube shorts a while ago. We are always on the lookout for projects and opportunities for partnering, especially with communities on Hive, and any projects that might make sense to work together. So that's something we're always looking into. Yeah, I mean, we're very we have an open arm approach to see where we could thrive together as different apps on the Hive ecosystem. You know, we support so many projects there. Like we run, for example, an SPK node for the Speak network. We run a Ragnarok node for the Ragnarok game that's underway. We support Deluxe. So yeah, all of these things that are being built on top of Hive, we're very supportive of, and we really want to see the ecosystem grow together.
You mentioned something interesting, tangent again, to go to some of your technical expertise and tap into that. We had Disregard on a few weeks back. What do you think about Honeycomb and Deluxe, what they're building? How has that struck you from what you've seen the path that they're going down?
It's a pretty solid idea. You know, it was one of the first ideas that we saw about tokenization. On Hive, and we really like. I mean, aside from Hive Engine, this is a pretty cool idea, and it's like a second layer blockchain, and there are so many participants now. There are so many nodes running, which consolidates the power of this thing, and being able to spin off tokens and being supported by the 3Speak network. I mean, this is also a good backbone for the project. So yeah, we really appreciate what Disregard has been doing, and we support it in any way possible.
John was saying that before you logged on. I was just curious your technical viewpoint of it as opposed to his, but you said what he said. He validated it.
Totally. Yeah, I give McFarhat all of his ideas technically.
Great points.
All my,
absolutely.
Oozing with brilliance. That's what I am. Yes. I speak for like the everyday user, and it's a running joke here. Like, oh, I'll talk tech, but no, it's really important. And what we talked about earlier, how important it is to just have an app that you can put in your pocket, and then it'll pop up at 11:30 at night or whenever you set the reminder to post to your, and it's got the social elements because you say it's built on Hive. So you don't need to overthink it. People understand a username. Oh, look, John G. Olson got to 5,000 steps. Congratulations. Or Best Start got to congratulations. Like we can encourage each other, and that's community. So the use case, and you just went over all the development, the community aspects, like this checks off everything for me. When it comes to a crypto project that people should be backing. So obviously everyone should be voting for your witness because, if you're not, you're killing unicorns, and that's wrong. Don't kill unicorns. So please vote for the ActiveFit witness, and just continue to support this, man, because this is what we need. This is how Hive will get adopted. Not Hive, but crypto in general will get adopted, is when you have these three facets: development, use case, and community leading the charge. So there you go.
I got my last question. It kind of is a little bit intriguing, I think, because John and I often talk about this, and ease of use we touched upon, and that's one thing that's missing from crypto. And you as a developer, are you a UI guy? Is that your background? Because what it seems to us, and maybe we're off base here, but it seems to us that we have developers on Hive and in cryptocurrency who have amazing skills, amazing capabilities. But then when they go to create a UI, it's like so technical. It's like you need a degree in astrophysics to use it. And as we've covered here, the great thing about ActiveFit is the UI is very intuitive. It's not difficult to use. It checks all the boxes in terms of ease of use. Are you a by background, by experience? Are you a UI developer, or who handles the UI for you? Do you have that on your somebody on your team who's that? How, because you guys have nailed it where so many other applications seem to miss it.
No, I'm not by background the UI guy, but I try to make a simplistic idea behind ActiveIt, and I think, I mean, it kind of worked. I'm mostly someone who does server-side things and back-end things, but I do UI as well. But it's not my core thing. I mean, I do it if I have to. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy of this feedback. Yeah, I mean, we did try to make as simplistic as possible, and as we go, you know, the Android version had a revamp, so we might have that also for the iOS soon. But while keeping the simplistic idea, the simplistic approach, and I mean, depending on the user, whatever you want to use, you have it in front of you. So
yeah, getting an update in iOS, man. I think you need to have special handshakes with Tim Cook. You got to have a secret word or something to get approved by them.
It just takes time. iOS is with submit to iOS and wait. It works.
Submit and wait. Yeah.
You get to work on your patience.
Dude, it's always a pleasure and honor having you, because again, like I've beaten a dead horse here. It's an app that I truly believe helped me get through some major health problems, and kicked me in the butt and has helped me put it into my life, like actual use case for crypto, every single day. And on that side, but like I say, on the health side, this is actually can save people's lives, which is fantastic. So, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for creating this, and the ActiveIt community for all the support, and looking forward to the VR game. Just don't put the headset on that kills you if you lose in the game, please. I'm working.
And make sure you don't have to use Facebook to log on.
Right.
We don't need to feed Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Well, thank you, guys. It's always a pleasure from my side as well. And yeah, hopefully we will chat again soon. And
awesome.
Thanks to all the, of course.
For sure. Thanks, man.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.